How do you feel about ledge trapping, or even just going off stage in general? Do you like the idea of it, or do you feel like, I don't know when I should go off stage, or I don't know what a good ledge trap
So
looks like? What are your thoughts?
ledge trapping, I'm very comfortable with.
Okay.
So I'll just like sit like around roll distance,
Hmm.
and I'll sit here and I'll just wait. And if it's offline, like I'll just react.
Yep.
Sometimes I'll do like a nair or I'll like jump, baiting out a different option, and I'll
Hmm.
like fast fall and grab or whatever. But with edge guarding, with a character like Falco, where there's like multiple ways that he can recover, I feel like it's impossible for me to even have a chance to edge guard. Like the one time I tried, you just got a reversal on me, so I just didn't even attempt. I just stayed on
Hmm.
stage and went all in on the down gun. So
Okay. So I can say this is not even like a Falco thing, but more so like in any character thing. Is, let's say, well, Falco has a couple mix-ups because he has his jump, he has side B, and he has up B, right? Or most characters have a jump and up B, right? But let's just say, for example, if your opponent still has their jump, you have to basically bet on your life that they're going to use it before they recover. They're either going to try and use it to go extra low, right? They're either going to try and recover like down here like this, right? Or if they're out far away, they might jump high, fast fall, and then come up like this. Or they might use their stage and then air dodge on like stage like that, or go super high like this as well. They're gonna do all kinds of different things thanks to their jump, right? So if you're wondering, okay, how do I put someone in a spot where I can actually go off stage and catch them? First thing you got to try and do is bait out their jump, or you have to try. The second thing would be to read their jump. So either way, you're playing around their jump, right? So if you want to try and go for a read on a jump, one thing that a lot of Joker players will do, and I probably can't do this with Mithra, but I'll try anyways, is they'll go super low like this and float beside them and then back air at the last second, right? And
right.
then recover and not be Mithra, right? So that's one thing you could do to try and call out a jump low, right? If you want to try and force someone to go low, all you really have to do is make sure that, number one, you still have your jump, and when you go off stage, just don't swing until you're at the point of no return. The point of no return, more often than not, is when the mini map comes up, right? So somewhere like there, right? So if I go that low as Falco, yes, I can make it back, but I have to jump, right? You've now basically put me into a submission to say if I don't jump, if I just try and up B only, I'm not making it back. And if I try to jump in fair and hit you, I'll kill myself because it's too much lag. So I can't defend myself from way down here. I can't do something like this and try and make it back. This is if you want to try and make a read low. The other thing you can try and do is condition someone to recover high by going off low quickly. So if you were to run off stage and go like this, or if you are going to, let's say, jump off stage and go like this low, if you happen to catch me, then that's great. But in the future, I'm going to start going high and like side being, or I'll go high and like air dodge or something like that to try and make it above you. In which case, once you've conditioned that into me, you can now start to jump like this to catch my jump. As far as when you should be going for your jump, once again, it's that point of no return. You want to get to the point where you're basically touching my character or almost touching my character, right? So if, let's say if we're in the air right now, you'd want to jump when we're like this far apart, right? So when I jump this way towards you, you're jumping towards me. Right, so you're jumping like this, I'm jumping like this, and we're meeting in the middle. This is if you're trying to call me out going high. I can also say this too, and I feel like you know this, even if you've never verbalized it yourself, but recovering low is the standard, right? Recovering high is a mix-up. So if you don't know if someone's going to go high or low, you can basically bet on your life that they're going to go low. But if you start going off like this, and they start recovering high to try and get around you, you've basically conditioned them. Right? Or you literally have conditioned them, because every time that they go low with you and just run off and fair or back air them, they just get killed, right? So if I'm jumping over top of you, you now have free reign to go like this, go for a back air like this. Or if I happen to air dodge on stage, that's an F smash, and that's not a ledge or an edge guard, but still another thing that can come out of that. The biggest thing too, and this is if you don't want to focus on making a read on their jump, is the other half of it is forcing their jump out, or basically making me respect you. One of the best ways to do that is to run off stage and jump back on stage like that. I'm sure you've seen tons of players do that, right? The whole idea of doing this realistically is that if you go out there, I can't really call your bluff and just do nothing. Because if you're coming towards me like this, and let's say, I don't know if I can get myself in the spot, but let's say I'm like right here, I have to jump. But I'm not going to jump towards you. I'm going to jump like back and do something like this because I'm scared of getting hit. So if I'm wasting my jump by jumping out of the way or going like that or something like that, you've now forced up my jump, right? In which case now if you've forced it out, you can go like this, and then you can run off stage and go for a down air right here, right? Or you can go like this, then you can back air me into the stage. Or let's say if you force up my jump like this, depending on my character, if I have like an up B like Falco, if I put myself too low and I can't side B, I now have to go to the stage, right? In which case you can go for a down smash right here. You could go for the back air. You could go for a spike. You could go for guns down. This is, I don't even know if you call this ledge trapping as far as, or edge guarding as far as that. It's like, right in between ledge trapping and edge guarding. You're basically edge guarding from the ledge, if that makes sense. Like doing something like this, right? But the idea realistically is also when you're comboing someone or throwing them off stage or taking them off the stage with a string of some sort, whether it's dash attacks and back airs or whatever it is, pay attention to this little halo coming out if they're trying to escape a combo with their jump or a string with their jump. Okay, if you see this come out, let's say you're hitting me with a back air, and in between your two back airs, my jump comes out, right? My jump comes out, but you hit me with the second back air, and I'm holding away from you. If you see that, you absolutely should be going balls to the wall off stage.
Yeah.
Right? Because two things. If I don't know that my jump is gone, I might just gimp myself. But if I do know that my jump is gone, I basically have to either air dodge or just hope that you miss. And if I air dodge them out here, obviously I'm probably going to die. So as far as knowing when you should go off stage or the direction that you should be taking, it really does all revolve around the jump. If a character has multiple jumps, and I mean multiple like DDD or Meta Knight, like Pit, I guess, someone like that. Like if someone has like 2 jumps, like I don't know, One Wing Angel, like even that's a pretty hardcore mix up. But if someone has like 5 jumps, basically impossible to go off stage against a character like that. You have to either catch them perfectly and have the stars align, or just try and go for the 2 frame or go for a ledge trap. So that's just another thing as far as knowing from matchup to matchup whether or not it's worth it to go off stage. I can say wholeheartedly that Falco's recovery, as far as being exploitable, is one of the most exploitable recoveries in the entire game. If it doesn't feel like that, I'll take that as a compliment, honestly, but his recovery is terrible.
Yeah, I'll be honest, the side B spike is intimidating.
Yeah,
I don't know if it should be, but that's why I don't chase you at all.
Yeah, and here's the thing, with the side B, if you throw out a hitbox early, like let's say you throw out Nair, for example, since it lasts a little bit longer than back air, if I run into you, I'll get destroyed. My side B loses to literally every hitbox in the entire game. The only time that you lose to my side B is if your hitbox didn't come out. Because just based on how it's designed, like on ultimateframedata.com, the hitbox is just my chest. My head is completely exposed, and my legs and feet and arms are completely exposed. You can stop me with a jab. You can stop me with literally anything, right? So it comes down to a timing thing, and also knowing that when I do my side B, it's going to be parallel to the edge of the ledge. Right? I'm going to try and snap to the ledge. So if I do it too low, then I have to either waste my jump, or if I don't have a jump, I just killed myself. Or if I go too high, I have tons of landing leg, and I land on stage, and you can just F smash me, or grab, or do whatever you want. So if you're not sure when it's going to come out, if I happen to jump from below the ledge and then go make like an upside down L to the ledge, that's when my side B will come out, right? You did catch me twice already in the session with F smash from the ledge, right? So if you happen to catch me with that, that's totally fine. As far as if you force out my jump though, and I have to go around you, if you force out my jump, now my side B in some cases is completely off the table, in which case I have to up B, and that's worst case scenario by a million miles. You can counter, you can Rebel's Guard into fair, Rebel's Guard into back air, you can back air me to the stage, you can spike me, like all kinds of terrible things can happen if I'm in my up B. Have you ever seen the Pokemon trainer matchup versus Falco? Ever? Or specifically Ivysaur down air versus Falco? Because that's basically the matchup, bro. I've died at 0%, or basically 0, I'll say like 12% to that so many times because you get hit by down air, then he just does it again. And you're so slow to go up with your up B that he just catches you, and then it's over. You literally can't do anything. Of course, base Joker doesn't have that, but Arsene basically has that, right? Just down air right here through the stage, or at the edge of the stage like this, over and over again. And I'm just dead. Or you can just go like this, right? Probably could have won the game right there if you stayed on stage and went for the Rebel's Guard. Oh, wow. Okay, he's actually wild.
Ah.
Okay, they actually killed. The only thing that was a little bit wild was that F smash. I feel like if you caught me with that, I'm definitely not dead. If you went for a forward tilt, you probably would have caught me. I think your forward tilt's frame 7 on the first hit. I know your F smash is frame 16. So maybe you wouldn't have got the forward tilt either, but if you did, you definitely would have got me off stage. Another thing too, with just fighting this character in general, we both have super good neutrals. But my off stage game is horrendously terrible as far as recovering. So if you can get me out there and like my hitboxes, or my up B has a hitbox on both of them, right? Both Pyra and Mithras. So you can definitely go out there and get those Rebels guards. You could go for guns down. If you really want to try and smother me off stage too, like your ability to go so much lower and further away off the stage than mine, you should be abusing that too. Even if you don't hit me, right? You can just go out there and make me drift away from you, or waste a hitbox, or waste my jump trying to hit you. Meanwhile, you can just kind of float around me and intimidate me. And if I miss, then I'm going to gimp myself. In which case now I'm playing a kind of a mini game off stage to say, I know you're going to come out here, and I have to try and call your bluff and believe that you're not going to do anything, right? Because I have to save my jump versus trying to hit you. If I start to fall into that trap, that's where you can just go off stage and basically close your eyes and just hit nair, and I'll die.